the top 50 panels in Block's NEL Egoist League. I've already done plenty of videos like this before, and it's pretty self-explanatory, so there's not much that needs to be said. Like and subscribe as it helps a lot, and without wasting any more time, let's hop into it. In our 50th place spot, we have my favorite femboy Hiyori fighting the Elder Ring boss. Like, ref, do something! He's literally summoning Divine Sealer General Maharaja. Literally no ball in sight. What is Block even about? Jokes aside, though, overall an insane panel that just makes me laugh whenever I see it, because truthfully, there is no actual reason for the author to draw this in a soccer anime. After Bastard triumphs against Ubers, they are now 3-0, and after cutting to Peak G spreading Thorfinn's team, Isagi realizes that Peak G is also now 3-0. Now it's a direct showdown to determine the champion of the NEL Egoist League. And y'all, this celebration post goes so unbelievably hard. Shido is genuinely one of my favorite characters in the entire show. He's just non-stop fun. You have all these super emo and serious characters 24/7. Ren and Barou are always mad. Ryo and Kunigami are always depressed. Kaiser and Isagi are always full schizoid. And then literally just every scene he's in, bro's just vibing, having fun, no matter if he's winning or losing. I really just love the raw emotion and expression on his face. Overall, great panel. Next, in 48th, we got Nagi's 5 feint volley shot. Truthfully, the build-up was cooler than the actual shot panel itself. With the shot as the legendary, I couldn't just not include it. Although, it is sadder looking back at this panel, knowing the tragic outcome at the end of this arc. In 47th, we have when Isagi watched Kaiser score his Golden Mantron game and learned a new way how to use his eyes. Tell me, Yuichi, you have fun stalking me? Or did you comprehend my place and I heard a loss for words from despair? Nah. Thank you, Kaiser. All I can see now is the hope of crushing you. Oh, baby, this shit was so tough on first read. Guys, I thought he was all that, and Isagi was like, calm down, little bro. You're about to get diffed. In 46, we have Isagi getting first place at the end of the NEL arc and literally going full schizo and nearly busting from seeing himself at number 1. Bro really pulled the I am a ghoul panel and was full tweaking. Like, I get you're excited, bro, but genuinely, this is not a sane human reaction. That's why we love him, though. His drive is so unbelievably strong, he will start having full crackhead tweak sessions randomly. Cut into the Ubers match. There's so many small passes happening in a row that no one can even tell what's happening. Goatmaru is like, wait, who even has the ball right now? As we see a shot as fast as lightning come in, slamming into the net before Goatmaru can even react. He turns to his Nugget Strike Force and hits the iconic "Serve me, Ubers." Definitely a cool Barou panel, but truthfully nothing that special. Surprisingly though, our very next panel is once again a Barou panel. It's this really cool face-off panel with Isagi and Barou. Truthfully, the only reason why it's up here is just the artwork are so unbelievably clean. More Barou, to be honest, than Isagi. I love the locked-in, badass look in his eye and also the steam coming out of his mouth like he's a titan from AOT. Overall, this is one of the most badass looking panels in the entire manga for making Barou look cool, and I'm all here for it. Next in our 43rd spot, we have my sexy golden god Isagi Yoichi. After Ren utterly embarrassed, bro, Isagi stood back up more determined than ever, saying, "Don't count me out yet, pussy. I'm the adaptability genius, Isagi Yoichi." He's too raw with it. And dude, once again, the artwork is just so unbelievably peak. I've used this image of Isagi in some of my own thumbnails before, and overall, it's just such a hype panel. I cannot wait for this to be animated, as long as it doesn't look like shit. Offer up your life and give it to me. He's sucking up the souls of the damned. Truthfully, this panel is up here just from the sheer absurdity of it all. Like, bro, it's just a friendly game of soccer. Stop trying to end people's lives. As much as I'm an Isagi glazer, I still do love Ren just because of how much of an absolute schizo he is. After the generational team up of Isagi and Kaiser, Isagi is finally able to just barely put a stop to the monster known as Renatoshi. In doing so, Loki starts bullshit talking, saying it'll be another 10,000 years before the world's best striker comes from Japan. And Isagi legit donks on Loki, dropping his balls on him in the process. Shut it, pussy. You're the one who lost, Loki. Your visualization, the future Ren scored, Kaiser and I smashed it apart. Be a man and admit you lost. You're awfully full of yourself for someone who just happened to be born fast. No one shit talks people like you, my glorious god. And y'all, keep in mind, he's shit talking one of the best pros in the world right now. Who else got the balls to slap people with their shimmy like this guy does? Generational line from our goat. Next in 40th, we have a fairly recent panel of Batra scoring the final goal in the Battle of the Nuggets between Bum Manshine and Bum FC Barcha. This game was Nagi's final chance to prove he wasn't a complete shitter, but as we all saw, our goated white hair prodigy converted into a full bum by trying to pass to Ryo in the end, which eventually cost him his own life. Now, the reason I have this panel up here is not even for 95% of the panel, it's actually just from like this 5% in the corner. This tiny little corner showing NA in the 23rd was the biggest blue balling I've ever seen. I'll quickly show you my reaction to this scene. Nagi's 23rd. That's crazy. Nagi barely made it, bro. Wait. What? Are you serious? No. What? As you can tell, I was quite shocked. So yeah, just for the insanely disrespectful move bro pulled by drawing this panel, it's quite iconic, so I thought it deserved a spot in the top 50 panels. Cutting to the very beginning of the PXG Bastard game, off-rip, it's one of the most intense matchups, with both sides not giving up an inch, until eventually Charles, the 15-year-old French prodigy, gets the ball. Mr. Baguette slams the ball across map into Shido. It's a jumping header to score the first goal of the game. The exact final crazy shot Isagi and Hiyori hit just one match before. Isagi realizes that with everyone playing at 100%, the only goals possible are ones born from peak performances colliding. And this celebration from Shido and Charles goes so hard, bro. The expressions, the poses, the speaking in emojis, all of it is just so unbelievably hype. All I know is Shido has the most consistent track record of goated goal celebrations. How people hate on this guy, I genuinely will never know. For our 38th placed panel, we have Rin going full schizo, turning into a demon on the field. Isagi's like, do something! He's literally spawning spikes from the ground, ruining my puzzle. You know, as unbelievably cool as Ren looks in the manga, all of this monster aura and spikes coming out of him, I just know is gonna be animated so unbelievably badly for season 3. Like, I am genuinely so scared of the possibility of this just being some disgusting CGI monster. Oh my god. But who knows? Maybe we'll all be happily proven wrong with Kuroko levels of animation. But yeah, overall, a great panel with great art. Next, we have this goated iconic face-off between the 4 titans of the arc. The Zesty Demon, the Destroyer of Worlds, God's Chosen Emperor, and Himsagi Goichi, the Demon King. This was actually the panel that I believe seen after season 1 of the block anime, and I was like, alright, it's time to pick up the manga. Now, in 36th place, I know everyone who's watched my channel for some time now will be genuinely shocked that I have an Emo-gami, Bum-gami, Shit-gami panel in my top 50. But listen, hear me out. Even though it's a panel of the Turbo Ultra Giga Bum Kunigami, I do genuinely really love the artwork on this panel. The line work, the movement, the impact shot, everything is just so genuinely satisfying. Unironically, one of the most well-drawn panels in all of Block. Next, in 35th place, we have Nagi's Zero Reset turn. I genuinely have had this panel as my lock screen on my computer for the past few months. Unfortunately, I may have to change it after recent events. But nonetheless, this is another one of Block's cleanest looking panels from an artistic point of view. The line work, the movement, just everything is so crispy here, and that's why it's in my 35th spot. Also, low-key, Nagi is one of my most favorite characters in the entire manga. It is truly tragic what happened to him. As Rin's about to shoot the ball, Isagi and Kaiser come flying in to block him. I'm gonna shoot. I was waiting for this moment, Isagi. Didn't I tell you to watch from the closest view as I became the world's best? Look, you've got a box seat. No! Reading this for the first time, I fell to the floor in complete disarray. This panel was genuinely so peak for the Rin fans out there, and honestly, even as an Isagi fan, I can't help but smile at this panel. Just the raw amount of aura emanating off Rin. Listen, I'm an Isagi fan down to my core, but game respects game, and this was generational levels of aura farming from Rin right here. In our next spot, we have Kaiser showing off his Kaiser impact for the first time as he scores the first goal in the Barcher game. This pose he hits afterwards is genuinely so diabolical, just bowing to the crowd after absolutely dogging on them. He's the Emperor for a reason, bro. And the executed line just goes so hard, man. This is the exact moment where a lot of people truly fell in love with Kaiser. Next up in 32nd place, we have when Isagi passes to Ness, as it was the best play he had in that moment. But instead of passing the ball back, he fumbles on cock and balls looking for Daddy Kaiser, and because of his poor decision making, the ball gets stolen. Kaiser is simply just not having it and turns to Ness saying, Yuichi and I are innovating, and we don't need any uncreative traditionalist pigs. Dude, I love Ness slander, bro. But the panel itself is so clean. The light glimmering and shining off my 2 golden kings is such a nice touch. And quote me on this, they're gonna butcher the scene in the anime hard. I don't know why, just a random hunch. Listen, man, I was ranking these after the PXG game ended and had this here before the iconic massacre of 298. This panel genuinely was so glorious as a Nagi fan because it made me believe there was basically a 100% chance he would pop off in the final game to redeem himself. Like, genuinely, his hair is floating and it's becoming a Super Saiyan. Rayo, let's change. How are you gonna say all of that looking like this and still go into the next game with no game plan? I thought for sure after this they would realize they have to separate to be strong on their own, but no. They go into the next game literally holding hands, and their 800 IQ game plan that they thought of was to not focus on goals and just try to do anything to get their bids up. Ain't no way. What is this bum shit, bro? Literally negative ego, and they lose because of it. Actually, you know what? Scratch this panel being 30th. It's being sent to the Shadow Realm. Third worst panel in block, only behind these two. Now, I know I just spent the last 2 minutes shitting on this duo, but after Rayo makes that last second pass to Nagi, he literally pulls the Giga play straight out of his ass, hitting 4 shot fakes into a 5th final shot, literally eviscerating Bastard's team. Him and Rayo get hype and have this super cool celebration. Rayo being turbo hype while Nagi's just hands out bowing is so unbelievably raw, dude. This will be absolutely sick when it's animated. Cutting back just a few chapters before, Isagi has just unlocked the Metavision and is making a generational tear to the right side with Corona. Right as he's about to shoot, Kaiser comes sliding in and blocking his shot course. He shoots anyway as Monkey Kunigami comes in stealing his goal. Kaiser shit-talking Isagi for taking the shot as Isagi legit schizoing the fuck out. I'll fucking kill you if it's the last thing I do. Oh wow. Is that your new way of saying I love you? Ref, do something! He's about to kill him, and he's about to fuck him. Literally one of the most schizophrenic panels of Isagi we get to see throughout the entire block manga. Like, this is the same kid whose mom claims he's a scaredy cat. Then we have Zesty Kaiser over here getting ready for some Isagi Shmi. Overall, an insane panel that will go so hard when it's animated. Then right above this, we have when Rin scores his goal in the final match, shit-talking Isagi. Yeah, hate me. It just makes me stronger. You have a duty to try to kill me until you die. Isagi is absolutely livid as he's like, I'm not just a stepping stone for you, Rin. Shut up, you arrogant prick. I swear on this last goal, I will devour you back. My goat, bro. This panel goes so unbelievably clean, dude. The fiery effect coming off Isagi as he's literally getting more and more fired up is just so crispy. Now in 27th place, we go all the way back to the Rin and Isagi face-off panel, much like Barou and Isagi's from earlier in the video. I have this one so much higher for a few reasons. First off, I just think the artwork is overall better, with both of their eyes having the flow effect going in opposite directions. Once again, the demonic steam coming out of Rin's mouth looking cold as always. Then you also have this generational line from Gosagi being all like, I see you, small fry number one. Basically saying like, you ain't that guy, Lobo, and I'm about to spread you. Overall, cool and great panel. Not much else I can say. After Isagi scored his legendary 2-gun volley, Kaiser was legit falling apart. He has this whole backstory with his abusive dad, and then eventually he gets the ball, but is literally just shell-shocked as Rin comes in, instantly stealing it. Bro trips and falls to the floor as Isagi comes up with evil intentions. Hey Kaiser, you get it right. This team isn't yours anymore. Kneel to me, you shitty clown. It's everywhere, bro. And look at Kaiser, bro is not having a fun time. Isagi was genuinely a demon in season 3, as anytime he could, he would shit talk someone so hard. Overall, just beautiful. In our 25th spot, we have the iconic luck panel making its return once more as Kaiser's gone through his awakening and it's time for him to fully make his comeback. This panel was super clean and just overall, I love the vibe built up to this panel. Him sacrificing everything, going back to 0 just to try and beat Isagi was so hype. Him charging his leg back for his new and perfected Kaiser Impact Magnus was just overall so cool. And it was one of the few times it made me, even as an Isagi fan, kinda hype for Kaiser. In our 24th spot, we have one of the most iconic panels in the entire arc for the Barou fans. It's the one and only time Barou was actually ranked number 1 in the entire show. His back turned to the screen as we see he scored a hat trick against Barcho, was just so cold, bro, with the massive 100 million in front of him. Overall, just a panel of pure unadulterated aura, and I just know the Barou fans were eating this one up when it was first released. Cut into the Ubers game, Barou absolutely snaps at Nuffy's nerd strats because they're just getting hard countered and nothing's working. He completely usurps the team as they make a tear down the field. If I want to change the world, if I want to live my own way, I'll just have to blaze the trail with my own strength. I won't live for a future someone else decided for me. And if the day comes where I can't be the #1 king in the world, I'd rather go out in a blaze of glory. Rah! Not even a Barou fan, but this dude is so cold with it, bro. It just, look look at the artwork. The line art is superb. The expression on Isagi's face was just utterly perfect. Just overall a masterclass of a panel, man. Shit was so good. I almost forgot I was a Shido fan. In 22nd place, we have this sexy picture of Kaiser. Honestly, not much to even say about this panel other than the fact that it looks cool as fuck. In the Manshon game, it's kind of crazy, but for the first time ever, Nagi is actually trying to use his own brain and make plans to beat Isagi. Unfortunately for Nagi, our glorious king comes sliding in, stealing the ball, and dropping one of the most diabolical lines I've ever heard. Your creativity is just child's play to me, Nagi. God damn, that shit is too tough, bro. Like, imagine you try your hardest to think of something, and someone comes in, shits on it, and says it's nothing more than child's play to them. Yo, at this point, you gotta Swiss cheese them, as you cannot let that shit slide. But yeah, one of the craziest lines Isagi said to someone, and I'm all here for it. In 20th place, we have Yin versus Yang, Light versus Darkness, Itoshi Rin versus Isagi Yoichi. This is honestly such a generational face-off from these two demons, Rin with his demonic aura and Isagi with his pure white hair light aura. One of the coolest panels that I absolutely cannot wait for them to adapt into the anime. My only concern is, like I said before, they try to cheap out with Rin's Destroyer aura and CGI or some dumb shit, but overall, great panel in the manga. After Kaiser finally scores his goal against Isagi, they're now at 1 goal apiece in this final game, and whoever scores the next goal completely wins their feud. Yoichi. Right now, I'm giving myself chills in the best possible way. I've been reborn. Now then, until we settle this with 1 more goal, let's battle each other for this generation's throne. Yo, this is such a cool face-off, bro. Out of every rivalry in Blue Lock, my favorites is definitely between Isagi and Kaiser. So seeing such a cool rivalry pick like this was such a treat. Also, low-key, Isagi gotta grow a bit more as he's looking up at every single person he faces off against. It's the final play of the game. Hiyori is going absolutely nuts, dribbling past all the monkeys. Barou comes sliding in, trying to block off Hiyori's pass, but it's already too late. Hiyori and Isagi and Hiyori aren't looking at each other. Bro slams the ball downfield straight towards Isagi. Oh, you're there, egotist? If you're the real deal, yeah. If we're the real deal, then let's take our visualizations of the world's best and smash them together so they intersect. And just like that, my two goats have a perfectly synergized play, securing them the winning goal against Ubers. Let's meet each other beyond our dreams. What a golden goal. How explosive. The winning point was scored by Yoichi Isagi. And bro, this panel right here is genuinely top tier. The artwork once again, perfect. The unbelievably hype emotions on everyone's faces, the crowd reaction, the insane celebration pose, all of it just comes together for such a monumentous occasion. And then the beautiful cherry on top of the Isagi glaze party is getting this panel of Kaiser legit full schizo molding as Isagi just dog walked him. After his genius idea to team up with Kaiser, he just barely coordinates a defense against a full flow Rin and is absolutely just cheesing at the idea of being able to dominate Rin. That was awesome. Just how much of that had you calculated, you monster? Well, aside from Gagamaru's save, all of it. That's nuts. So you'd given up on beating Rin from the start? That's crazy, using yourself as a pawn and exploiting Kaiser. Is that the first time you've thought of yourself as an object? Oh yeah, I guess so. But if I lose here, I'd just disappear after being devoured by geniuses. So I figured my fleeting personal feelings don't really matter. I felt like I'll sell my soul to achieve victory. Insane, bro. You know, reading Block, you may think the schizo characters are like Kaiser and Rin, but nah, Isagi is just as monkey as all of them. Who even thinks about selling their soul to win a soccer match? And just look at him, he's just non-stop farming aura. Overall, this scene was genuinely so peak, and I'm just so excited for this shot to be animated. All the non-manga readers are going to be so hyped seeing Isagi say this line when it's animated. Cut into the Ubers match, Isagi has the ball, but is quickly running out of options. Yukimiya appears to his side asking for one final pass. Isagi slams it to him, but last second, Lorenzo reads the play, shutting off the pass course. When all looks lost, Kaiser makes his appearance. I've been waiting my ass off for this moment. Monkey Sando tries to stop him, but this bomb obviously gets evaded. Or comes sliding in, slamming into Kaiser, sending him flying to the sky over his back. Hey, that's a foul! Suck on this, pussies! And bro hits a bicycle through IQ's leg, scoring the second goal for his team. This panel was actually absurd on the first read. First, you have Ness skittering in the corner, which is always great, and to Kaiser genuinely not carrying out all that he was rammed into. I love the crosshair effect, showing exactly where he's aiming, and to him perfectly converting the shot. Just an absolute masterclass from Kaiser that, when animated, will be a generational scene. In 15th place, we cut back in time to the Manshon game, where Monkey Bum Yukimiya still steals the ball from his own teammate trying to make a solo play to win the game. Obviously, it gets blocked, and Isagi has some choice words for bro. Have you lost your mind? Get a grip. I would have scored if you hadn't stolen it. Team up with me, Ukemiya. Help me out. If I score, it'll count as an assist for you, and that would carry over into the next match. That's the highest probability of success, and our most realistic option, right? Shut up, monkey. Realistic? Probability? I don't live as shrewdly as you. I'm gonna die alongside my own goals. This is a trial that I will overcome. You say that, but Noah, Chris, Kaiser, and me are here. This isn't a place we can get away with such a self-centered story. Working with me is clearly the best option. Just like that, you devour other people's stories. But you're only thinking about how you'll be the best at the end, right? I can finally see it, Isagi. You're exactly the same self-serving shithead as Kaiser. At a time like this, you're still having such childish thoughts. I, for one, don't want to live in the same world as masturbatory narcissists like you. Keep dreaming all alone while you drown in your sinking ship. My glorious goat Isagi hitting the blind monkey with reality. Bro thought he was really gonna gag Isagi with that last sentence just for Isagi to absolutely 180 delete him from existence. This is genuinely one of the most iconic, one of my most favorite Isagi insulting moments. On everything I love, if they dare change what Isagi says in the anime, I will be riding on the streets. Like, who other than Isagi can even think of an insult as clever as this one on the spot? Overall though, I just love this scene and panel as it was so badass and funny from Isagi. After the panel earlier of Isagi realizing he can sell himself a victory, he says, "Abandon all pride and useless sentiment. If I use myself as a tool, I can defeat Rin. I found this new way of thinking because you're here, Shitty Rose. Kaiser. Let's team up." Generational, bro. I genuinely had my jaw drop to the floor when I first read this. I would have put money on these two never working together. So many people saying it was gonna happen, but I kept being like, nah, they hate each other too much for that. But I've never in my life been more glad to be wrong. This was one of the toughest team ups I'd ever seen. Next, in 13th, we go all the way back to chapter 284 for the third or fourth time this video. After Isagi just got done absolutely giving Rin and Loki a biblical level smackdown, Noah comes up over trying to put a stop to Isagi. This is the same guy who, like, a few chapters before used Isagi as bait and mentions that he didn't join for the team and only joined to awaken Kaiser's ego. I was truly heartbroken reading this chapter, bro, because you gotta remember, this guy was Isagi's hero from such a young age, and for like a literal decade onwards. What did Isagi do in this moment? Did he get angry, cry, feel betrayed? Nah, he whipped his cock out for the dick measuring contest and said, "Let's go inch for inch."
Fuck, nigga.
That's enough, UHE Isagi. This is streaming worldwide. I'll admit your play definitely surpassed what we imagined. That play was a victory for you. For the rest of this match, you shut up, you shitty master. You're just like him. You used me as a tool to get Kaiser to awaken. I don't trust you anymore. I'll bring a theory to surpass you. So just keep waiting at the top, Noah. The next World Cup is mine. My glorious king, bro. Even everyone else is like, brother, do you know who you're talking to? But my goat does not care. In this chapter, he shit talks the generational prodigy Itoshi Ren, one of the up-and-coming best pros in the world, and then the #1 player in the world in like a 3-minute time frame. He ain't too cold with it, bro. This 5'9" demon is just asserting utter dominance wherever he goes. In 12th place, after Isagi scores his unbelievable 2-gun volley, we get this goated panel of Isagi with his new gun aura. I love how everyone has their own special auras. Like, Chigiri is the pink cheetah, Barou's is obviously the lion, Rin's is water, Shido's is a dragon, Sai is numbers, Nagi's death. And then we got Goat Sagi from the good old US of A, repping the gun aura. I've never been more proud to be an American than I am now that Isagi got the gun aura. Shit's just too tough. Wait till Isagi unlocks Omnivision and can literally just bring things he imagines to life, like in Baki. Bro's gonna grab the gun from his aura and just straight up shoot his opposition from now on. Cut into the end of the PSG game, Shido finally realizes that if their aces are teaming up, might as well do the same. Shido makes a crazy pass to Rin, but last second, Goat Sagi and Kaiser block his shot nearly effortlessly. Is there thinking perfectly in sync? Your teamwork is too shallow. Just like how we can't become special by pulling off your genius moves, you geniuses can't beat us talented learners when it comes to logical coordination. Keep playing crazy soccer, you damn geniuses. You'll never outsmart us. Lord have mercy, bro. I genuinely can't think of any more glazing synonyms to use for this man right here. The raw levels of disrespect flowing off of every other sentence from this guy's mouth actually needs to be studied. And this look back from these two is insanely cool looking. The aura on both of them as they are just looking down at Shido and Rin is is just so generational. This will easily be one of the best scenes in the anime when it's animated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the top 10 most glorious, sexy panels in the entire NEL arc. And without further ado, let's hop into it. After Isagi shoots the final ball in the new Egoist League, we get this hilarious panel of Rin calling him a demon king. Like, Rin fans, is this your GOAT? Sadly watching in the distance, giving Isagi these cold-ass nicknames. Like, I want you to genuinely think about this scene for a second. Say you had a rival and they beat you. How unbelievably mentally dismantled would you have to be to refer to them as a demon king? Wild. Now, I know I just talked about the 2-gun panel, but this shot has to be my favorite panel from the entire scene. Like, dude, the author cooked so hard with this shot. The fact that it was on Kaiser and Rin was just a beautiful cherry on top. This is genuinely a top 3 shot in the entire manga. Isagi is a good shooter, don't get me wrong, but no one expected a Nagi level technique in this new Giga shot. Bro fakes with his left and then shoots with his right in mid-air, bro. This artwork is just top tier. The shiny dual pistols on both sides of him with puzzle pieces on them, along with the bullet firing out of the gun in sync with the ball. Literally everything about this panel is perfect, bro. As long as the scene is animated well with a cool gun sound effect when shooting, this will be a slam dunk peak episode. Isagi saw the raw strength of geniuses and feels hopeless, but after analyzing Kaiser, he realizes geniuses and talented learners aren't in a hierarchical relationship. They spur each other on in a relative relationship. He realizes Kaiser started being effective in this game once he dropped his fixations, and he realizes he must do the same. The rivalry I feel towards Rin, my malice towards Kaiser, and my admiration for Noah. I've dropped those, so now what's left for me? And we get this puzzle piece flashback all the way from episode 1 of him crying over losing the game, and we are reminded of what his original true ego is once again. I wanted to win. Isn't that right, Yoichi Isagi? This awakening panel is just so crispy and clean, guys. I love the awakened look of white-haired Isagi. It will look so majestic when it's fully animated, and I truly just love the callback from episode 1. It was just overall so great. After Kaiser's luck panel, he smashes the ball as it goes flying around the large group of players as he bends the air to his will with the ball's extreme spin. We get a heartfelt flashback during the ball's descent to the goal. Hey, my shitty ball, let's leave here and be free someday. We will be free, make lots of money, and eat tasty food. Let's become human, and maybe even we can be loved by somebody. I want to be loved. As the ball completes its journey, slamming into the net, finishing Kaiser's awakening. Holy shit, he's a superstar. As we get the generational Kaiser celebration pose, unironically, if not one of the most iconic goal celebrations in the entire arc. It feels like the All Might pose. It just goes so hard. Everyone's shocked faces are also just so peak. I'm not even a Kaiser fan, but this panel had me grinning ear to ear as it was just so iconic. I know I already mentioned this before, but Isagi and Kaiser's team up was one of the most generational plot twists in anime. After Isagi asks him to team up, bro is confused. Huh? Team up? Have you lost your mind, Yoichi? I'm the one you want to beat, right? So what? You get it too, don't you? At this rate, you'll never beat the geniuses. I'll throw away my emotions to win. This feeling of using all my talents as tools, I want to dive into this version of me. Yoichi, has he lost it? No, he's totally sane right now. If we were to team up like you said, then who gets to score the last goal? Let's do it fairly. We'll go with whatever is the most logical path towards victory. In other words, luck. After we make the basic passes that logic allows, whoever has the ball at the last moment will score. I see. But to do that, any personal feelings and emotions would just be noise. Right. That's our mutual condition. From this point on, we'll abandon our egos and become machines built for victory. He's too cold with it, bro. I know I say this in every video that has this panel, but this has to be one of my favorite lines in the entire manga. Okay, Yoichi, I still hate you so much I could die, but if it's a job like that, I'll consider it. You want to surpass Rin, right? You want to crush Noah, right? Yeah, damn it, our objectives align. For this next point, we'll make a devil's contract to overcome the geniuses. What a peak panel, bro. There's nothing I love more in stories than when enemies are forced to team up to take down an even bigger threat. Something about it is just so satisfying. Not to mention the sick-ass high-five they do to get in the zone. Everything about the scene and panel is just perfection. Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially made it to the top 5. These are the undisputed greatest panels in the entire arc. If you disagree with me, your opinion is just simply invalid. Without further ado, let's hop into it. In the Peachtree game, when Rin first starts entering his destroyer state, he is literally scaring everyone as he's going full schizo. I just don't get it, Rin. Are you going wild? Are you stupid or insane? I just don't understand you. No matter how I think about it, I can't figure out his moves. What should I do? How can I stop him? I can't predict anything with logic. My thought process isn't effective. Someone this incomprehensible is scary as hell. Is this all you've got, Yoichi Isagi? Come at me ready to die. Come kill me. If your life is that tepid, then you're a failure of a rival. As he hits the same generational nutmeg sided. I don't know why, but I absolutely love this panel. The cold ass dialogue from Rin. The way he drew Rin twice so we could see exactly the move he did. The destroyer aura on Rin. Basically everything in this panel is peak. Like, I'm on my hands and knees begging that they actually properly animate season 3 to do all of Rin's destroyer mode scenes justice. Because if they do, it will just look so unbelievably amazing. Next, in our 4th place spot, we are cutting all the way back to the Manshine game. The score is 2-2, and Isagi finally gets the ball again. He can clearly see a path to the goal, but it's just slightly lacking the physical abilities to actualize them. And right as all looks lost, Noah comes in to help him. Isagi sees so many more paths open to the goal, he doesn't even know which one to pick. Discard the noise. You're too greedy. This is about mental selection. You are not God. Right now, in this moment, if only one thing can be granted to you, what is it you desire? I want to beat Kaiser. Him, Noah, and Corona absolutely start tearing down the field, passing anyone in their way. Chiri comes flying in as my glorious king absolutely demolishes him, being the dribble god he is. Right as he's in front of the goal box, Kaiser comes sliding in, trying to ruin his shot. Look, Yuichi, your climax is getting ruined by me. Yeah, Kaiser, you're perfect. If you hadn't come, I would have been the hero. But since you came, the one that left sunken in darkness is coming back from the brink of death. He grabs Kaiser's shirt and gets right in his face. Did you imagine this last pass, Kaiser? My challenge was to beat you at anything at all. This choice is my best piece right now. This is guiding me to the flow. Tell me, Kaiser, how does it feel to be the clown in my story? You're crazy. And just like that, folks, Isagi for the first time absolutely crushes Kaiser, dropping one of, if not the most iconic line in the entire manga. Dude, how did this tepid 5'9" boy turn into such an aggressive monster in such a short span of time? Like, I know I've already said that in this video, but the amount of raw testosterone and aura emanating off Isagi in season 3 is genuinely incalculable. This, without a doubt, when animated, will be one of the greatest scenes in the entire show. I cannot wait to watch all the reaction channels see this scene. Overall, though, the badassness and pure iconicness of this panel basically guaranteed it a spot in the top 5. Cut into the crescendo of the NEL Egoist League, Isagi thinking to himself, I can't read a genius's awakening. But earlier, Kaiser matched Rin's awakening and used his own specs to the fullest to respond faster than anyone else. In other words, the most important thing for a talented learner is an awareness that's faster than anyone else. If I can make a design faster than anyone, then that attack will seize the world's attention and become part of my originality. Ness starts thinking back on Kaiser and realizes that if he wants to be there for him, he must evolve to be strong on his own too. Wow, it's almost like if you truly love someone, you should have the balls to let them go. I wonder who else should have followed that advice. Regardless though, after a battle between the teams, the ball eventually falls at the feet of the newly awakened Ness, and with the glimmer in his eyes, you could tell he's locked the fuck in. At a time like this, it goes to the puppy. This is my chance to change. I'll cast a new spell on this field. This is my first rebellion, my declaration of war to the new emperor. If you're the best in the world, then come steal it. And he passes thinking his golden god Kaiser's there. Unfortunately for him, a real emperor comes flying and stealing the ball. He's literally shape-shifting. Ref, do something. Huh? Ness passed to Isagi? No, nobody on the field expected this. The genius known as Ness had a sudden mutated awakening, and there was only one person who believed in him equally and ran there faster than anyone else. Right to the end, he killed his feelings and kept selling his soul for victory. The egotist machine. Isagi's evolving again? He has the charisma to draw others' egos and exploit them for his own goals. A brand new and perfect Yoichi Isagi is being born, controlling hope and despair. The Neo Egotist. This shit legit brought a white tear down my leg. It's just so beautiful. This shot looks so clean. The facial expression, the dynamic movement lines, the guns on both sides. Literally everything about this panel is perfect. When this final episode airs, it will literally feed me for generations. He's Blue Lock's Demon King. Yo! As we get the greatest goal celebration in all of Blue Lock, the knee slide with him roaring is just so raw, dude. When I first saw this, I literally had tears of joy. And you don't have to take my word for it. He's Blue Locked Demon King. Dude, it's fucking 3 a.m. I can't scream, but go. Oh my god! The Demon King who devoured everything! My glorious fucking king! Oh my god! Yo, I can't! I can't! Oh my god, I'm coming! I can't! Oh, it's so beautiful! Yo, I'm crying. This is the greatest day of my life. Oh my god. Oh, this is the greatest day in human history. Nothing ever before has been so beautiful. Overall, just simply iconic and literally one of, if not the happiest moments of my life that I can even think of. I was totally devoured. The moment the ball went to the nest, my feet froze, but Yuichi instantly began his next move. I thought it was impossible for that pig to change, so I wrote him off and stopped thinking. Was that the cause of my defeat? Kaiser, is Ness special to you? To me, he was just another player with hidden potential. But in the last moment, you thought in terms of relationship. And by deeming him worthless, you marked him as special. You couldn't turn yourself into a goal machine and gave into emotion. That was the last piece that determined which one of us won and lost. Our 1-goal contract is over. Thanks for that shit. My ultimate clown. It's everywhere, bro. Oh my god. Dude, hands down, not only the greatest panel in the NEL arc, but the greatest panel in all of Blue Lock, bro. This panel is the build-up and culmination of the entire NEL arc and their feud coming together perfectly at the finish line. All the shit talk Kaiser was doing at the beginning of the arc, calling him a shitty clown or whatever, all came back in this arc to absolutely give Isagi one of the most diabolical lines of pure despair and evisceration onto Kaiser. I saw the leaks in my school's main food court area. When I saw this panel, I bursted out laughing. I was grinning ear to ear with pure jubilation. It was quite a good day to be an Isagi fan. But overall, that is my list. If you're still watching, I do appreciate it. Drop a like and sub if this panel was also in your top 3. And with that said, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.